Thank you.
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Thank you for coming to my talk, ArtBot Towards a Creative Presence on Twitter. So ArtBot is a Twitter bot that leverages text-to-image technology, specifically click-guided iGGi, to turn user tweet text into images. I just want to take a minute, if anyone in the audience wants to follow the bot account. It's not currently public, which I'll explain a little bit about later. Eventually it will be. So if you want to send a follow request to @ArtBot on Twitter, if you have Twitter, then I will do my best to go through and accept those. If anyone wants to tweet the bot during the talk, I'll leave a bit of time at the end to show these tweets if anybody fancies sending some. Can see we've already got some. Right, brilliant. Thanks, guys. So, at the beginning of my PhD, it was kind of this very exciting time where text-to-image, deep learning models were kind of sort of floating to the surface. And we were playing with them a lot, and this idea of a kind of this imaginative style of play that seems really inherent in these interactions with these text-to-image models was of real interest. So for anyone that doesn't know, text-to-image deep learning models have an input and an output. So you input some natural language text, so that might be something like a picture of a burger on a table, and it will output an image that is semantically the same, or as close as it can get to the text. So it should output an image of a burger on a table. So, but we needed a way to kind of examine this sort of imaginative style of play. We needed a way to have people interact with this kind of technology in an easy way. At the time, it was very much either through a Google Colab notebook or through the command line, and obviously this is sort of a technical barrier to entry. So that's where the idea of the bot came. So we're able to build a bot that could a Twitter bot that could interact with the Twitter API and incorporate this text-to-image technology. So off the back of this building the bot, there were, research questions were emerging, like how do people want to interact with creative bots? What is an interesting interaction with a creative bot? Like, what does that mean for it to be interesting? And also, how does putting this technology in the middle of social media impact conceptions of creativity, and specifically computational creativity, which is the field that I'm working in. So we have done, that's cool. I'm working in the viral communications group at the Media Lab at MIT at the moment for 3 months until the end of November. And some of the core themes of the work that they're doing here is very relevant to my project using ArtBot. So they're looking at telecreativity, which is looking at a kind of suite of inventions and experiments that restore collaborative creative activities through remote connections. And obviously with everything that's been happening in the world recently, this is pretty important stuff. And also computer-aided synthesis. So, this is exactly what these text-to-image generative deep learning models do. They synthesize images, another theme is the exploration of how advances in these deep learning and generative models can be used to help us synthesize our ideas. I actually co-authored a paper with Simon Colton for iGGi in 2021 that explored exactly this. So a bit about what the bot does and how you can interact with it. The main way you can interact with the bot at the moment is obviously through your Twitter account, and you can interact with the bot account with hashtags. So there are a couple. This is the first one that was made. It's a somewhat kind of general hashtag. So you can @ the bot. So you write a tweet, you @ the bot to get its attention, and then you choose your hashtag that you want to use. I'll go through some of the other ones in a minute. So this one's hashtag #MakeMe. And then your tweet text follows. So a dark, gothic, and lonely vampire castle at twilight is what we chose for this. And then this was the bot's response. So it will reply to your tweet, it will reiterate what you've asked it to do, and obviously the image that's generated will be included there. After we made that hashtag, wanted to do something a bit more intelligent. I mean, this is something I want to work on, but there is some automated things going on in the background in the bot code with the next two hashtags. So we have paint me and draw me. So what it will do is it will autonomously basically add a prompt modifier to the user tweet text to kind of really lean into the aesthetic of what the hashtag is asking for. So This one is at artbot paint me, and we have the tree of life here, it's just a tweet text. So what it will do in the background is there will be prompt modifiers that are kind of ready to be randomly selected, to be added to the user tweet text, which will be added before it then is given to the generative process. So here you can see it's replied with, for an acrylic painting of the tree of life I created. So it's kind of taken this tweet text in the direction of more acrylic painting, and so you get this reflected in the kind of aesthetic and texture of the image. A similar thing happens with Draw Me, so it can either be a biro drawing, graphite, charcoal, pencil sketch, this kind of thing, and then it kind of leans in, like I said, to the kind of aesthetic you would expect to see from Draw Me or Paint Me as a hashtag. You can also use Animate Me. So here we have an example of someone tweeted the bot, at artbot, hashtag animate me, a portrait painting of Dorian Gray in the style of Sol Bass. This is actually inspired by one of Mike Cook's tweets that he sent to the bot, because Sol Bass is a very cool aesthetic style. So yeah, that's the hashtag animate me functionality. So I'm just going to take a minute to go through and accept some people's requests here. I won't be a second, just because in case you want to. Right, there we go, I've done some here. Right, so the final hashtag you can use is use image to. So instead of just sending the bot some text, you can also send an image and text. So what it will do, I don't know if this is in the way here, but it will kind of smush the text and the image together, and then will reply with its kind of interpretation of what this means. So obviously you sent this image of like a galaxy with the tweet text, a planet with rings like Saturn, lonely in the vastness of infinite space, and what it's replied with is something that kind of looks like a planet with some rings, so it's taken that on board, and with the stars and things like that. And there's another example here, where this is actually an image I made on Midjourney of a castle, which has some cool pastels and stuff, and then just with the word ocean. And then it's also made this ocean style image and with all the pastel colours from the input image. So just a quick bit about the system as a whole. The bot code interacts with the Twitter API to pull the tweet text down and process it, and it also uses the Twitter API to obviously reply to the user with the generated media. There is also a fail-safe in place at the moment where the tweet text is checked for any kind of words that may be unsavory or unwanted, and if that's found, an automatic reply is sent to the user saying, try again. But we're working on adding some more features that will make it a kind of safe and friendly space at the bot account, which we'll talk about a little bit in a minute. So another thing that we looked at doing was having a way for the bot to tweet autonomously without needing user text, without it needing to be acted by another user account. And one way we looked at doing this was by using Twitter trends. So taking trending topics of the day or in that moment, autonomously engineering a prompt from that data, then the bot sends that to the generative process, and then autonomously tweets. It was doing it about twice a day with images that it generated from the prompts it has engineered itself using the data from the Twitter API about trending topics for that day or for that hour. So we have some examples here. So this was around the time that Boris Johnson was resigning. So we had PM question time, Toilet, Josh Joy, and it was generating images for these kinds of topics. So work that I've kind of been doing recently, we did a pilot study. And basically got feedback from users on the features and what they thought about their interactions with the bot. And one of the main findings from that was that people wanted more ways to interact, unsurprisingly, socially with other people's tweets to the bot and with their bot replies. We're also running an experiment where we're basically generating a lot of images based on Twitter trends, just to establish the likelihood that the bot will not generate offensive media, because obviously we don't want to be doing that. Also implementing a system where the users can give feedback to the bots so that it can kind of learn in this kind of autonomous prompt engineering process what to, or mostly what not to include in prompts that it's sending to the generator. So, this at the moment is going to be something along the lines of, the user can send a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and the bot will take note of these things. So, a lot of things I want to do for the future of this project. I'd really like to use the GPT-3 API and add a more conversational element so that the bot actually is replying in text and kind of maybe saying interesting things back to users when they tweet the bot, which at the moment it doesn't really do. It's just kind of, it's responding with these images based on the user tweet text, or it's autonomously prompting based on the trends data. I'd like to build a more intelligent prompt automation system, and one way that can do this is if a user tweets the bot, it could take a moment to go and check some of the things that maybe that user has tweeted about in the past, maybe build prompt modifiers based on this data, and automate a kind of prompt engineering situation based on that information of the user, so that they get something a bit more personalized in response. Also interested in looking at creative interpretation, like what does it mean for the bot to creatively interpret a user tweet and kind of put it through a post-production pipeline where there's kind of a more creative approach to maybe collaging or layering or animating an image before it's replied to the user. Because we did that pilot study and people kind of expressed they wanted a way to interact with other people's tweets, we have plans to add some more hashtags so that you could comment on someone's image that had been produced for them by the bot and say, evolve this, followed by some tweet text, and then the bot would basically reply to that. So you basically build on other people's images or add to other people's images that they have received in response from the bot. And there's also scope for a game here, which I've been thinking about, where all the generated images can be uploaded automatically to an online gallery, and people can generate images based on the fact that they're trying to figure out what the criteria is for those images. And the actual criteria could be released once a month. So it's kind of like the bot will give clues, and the dog's playing, sorry about that. Anyway, we'll move on. So let's take a look quickly. Right, if anyone has tweeted the bot during this talk. Okay, so we have some here. Debbie Maxwell, a cozy bed in a windswept field at sunrise. Oh, that's pretty cool. The First Supper. So this is made in oil painting of the First Supper. That's pretty cool. A unicorn bowling a strike. Well, we can interpret this. The game cover art of Pokemon Fork and Knife. Pretty cool. Microsoft Excel murdering NVivo.
NVivo deserves to be murdered.
Okay. Right. Well, I think that's it, guys. Thank you for listening.